Adding expenses in Productive is a simple way to keep track of all third-party costs, such as contractor work, assets purchased, or travel expenses. In this video, we'll guide you through how to submit an expense, from accessing the expense screen to finalizing your submission. First, let's navigate to the expense submission screen. From here, you can add expenses in just a few clicks. To do so, head over to your Expenses tab and click on the Plus Expense button. Now that you've opened the expense input screen, enter the key details for your expense. Just like with tracking time, selecting the correct service ensures that the expense is categorized properly. You can search by client company, project, budget, or service name, making it easy to find the right service to log your expense against. Next, fill in the amount of the expense. You also need to include a brief description to help identify the expense later. If you have a receipt or other supporting document, click on the paperclip icon to attach a file. If the payment option is enabled by your admin, you'll see fields to track whether the expense has been paid or when the payment is due. For instance, if you've already paid for the client lunch, add the payment date. If the expense is due at a later date, enter the due date. If you are submitting an expense for reimbursement, make sure to indicate it. This will be visible to the budget owner, and once reimbursed, the grey Requested Reimbursement tag will become green and read Reimbursed. Once all required fields are filled out, simply click on Create Expense. Your expense has now been submitted. If expense approval is enabled for your budget, it will be sent to the budget owner for review. Otherwise, it will be automatically added to the budget. And that's it! You've successfully logged your expense. Depending on your admin's settings, you can track your expenses approval or reimbursement status in your Expenses tab.